Okay, today we are going to make my favorite vanilla almond milk. And what we start with are almonds that have been soaked for at least 4 hours. But I like to soak them overnight and then drain them. And then we put an equal amount of water in our blender. Before we get started, I'll talk to you a little bit about what almonds are high in. Almonds are one of the highest sources of vitamin E. They have 25 grams of them have as much calcium as a glass of milk. They're high in phosphorus, magnesium, zinc, folic acid, and they're also high in fiber. So having almond milk in your cereal is a wonderful way to start your day. You can put them in smoothie, you can put it in a smoothie. There are many ways, or just drink it alone. So we first put the almonds in the water. This is going to make a very high-pitched sound. This is called the Vitamix, and this is basically the Rolls-Royce of blenders. It's amazing. So we put, basically with the almonds, we will take 2 vanilla beans, and what I do is I just cut them, and I will scrape out the bean, because you don't want to put the outside of the bean. So I will cut them, and then scrape out the center. And I found the easiest way to do this is just use a knife, and then I take one of my children's old baby spoons, and it's a small spoon, and I literally just scrape it out. So I love a lot of vanilla, so if you can see the vanilla bean, it kind of looks a little bit like coffee grounds. It is really good. It makes a big difference in the taste of the milk. So that was 1 bean, and you can use 1 bean, you can use 2 beans. If you have to, you can even use vanilla extract, although the beans make it so much more delicious. So here you go. Here's the second one. And then I put a little agave nectar. And then voila, that's it. And so this is going to make a very high-pitched sound. We'll let this run for a few minutes. See how easy it is to make. So basically what I have is I have a colander over a bowl. I have some cheesecloth. There are nut bags, fancy nut bags that you can buy to use. And to be honest, I just haven't bought one. So we're going to let that sit a little bit. And I'm going to watch out the blender, because I usually pour it back in the blender so I can get it into a nice pretty bottle to put in the fridge. So I'm going to wash that out, and then I will show you how you do the squeeze it out. So basically I have it on a colander over a bowl. You don't have to do that, but this is the system I found works best. Then you take the cheesecloth and you just sort of push it out. And I like to use the colander in the bottom, just because if there's any break in the cheesecloth, then the nut milk won't get into, the nuts won't get into the milk. And the best thing about this too is you can use the remaining pulp of the nut, or the remaining shards of the nut can be used to making delicious dehydrated breads or crackers. You can even use it in the crust of a dessert. Use it any of your baked goods if you want to make like almond cookies, or you make muffins, just to add a little bit of extra fiber and a little bit extra nutrients to that. That works as well. So we're just going to knead this, and you basically knead and twist until most of it's out, and then we'll put it aside, and I'll use this in future recipes for other things. And we've got pretty much all of it up. Put that aside. And here's where I find the big blender is very helpful. Just pour it in, and then pour it in the jar. So there you have it, the almond milk, homemade almond milk, and it's so much better than the kind that you can buy in the store. I'm Katherine Pennington for beanbalance.com. That's www.beanbalance.com.